Morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a long weekend there. We're ready to get back to it. So, what do we got? All right, SPY down almost 0.6%, Qs down 0.8, IWM down 0.5. Right, everything on my list is right here. Okay, so weakness overall in the entire market. We have CPI this week. Let's see. We have FOMC on Wednesday, IMF, CPI. Pull up the Bloomberg calendar for a clear picture of what we got. All right, let's see what we got. Filters, clear them all. US, important only. All right, so today, this is after close, so that's not really relevant to today. And tomorrow we got this one, right? EIA short-term energy outlook at 12. So not too important. I don't really trade during that time anyway. Then we have CPI on Wednesday. Very, very important. Crude oil at 10:30. Jobless claims as usual on Thursday. This is on Friday. Retail sales and Waller speaking. That's really it for the important ones. So keep an eye on that always. Okay. So let's go over, well, let's take a look at VIX first, actually. So VIX at a super, super important level here. All right. Last week we had a perfect breakdown right to that 18.5 level. Right, reversed. Now we're sitting right back at 20. Right, if 20 breaks today, excuse me, if 20 breaks today, we're gonna go up. Right, meaning SPY down. Okay, 20 is a huge level. Right, we've rejected, bounced numerous times, couldn't get over it since March 30th. Right, the last time we were over it was the 28th of March. Okay, so need to keep an eye at the 20 level. Right, I'm gonna even set an alert a little over at 20.08. Right, in case there's a fake out. Right, we had a little fake out there too. So everything looks pretty weak, but look where we're at here on SPY. Right, let me just clear this. Right, SPY. Right, from this low, we have a bounce, another bounce. Right, we have a double bottom in place here. But we are below that 407.5 level that was significant last week. Right, previous resistance. Lower this music. Let me know if the music's too loud. This was a huge level across the board last week. 407.5, right? Rejected, 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 and then we finally bounced. Then we rejected again, and once we broke it again, right, we moved big time to the upside there. Okay. If everyone could drop a like on the video, I'd appreciate it. So we have that huge 407.5 level. Right, if we can't get over that, we're going to push back down to 405.88, which is this double bottom here. And then if that breaks, right, we also have this pink trend line break. So this is a huge level today, right? 405.88 or just 406, we can, call it even, call it flat. If this breaks, if this double bottom breaks, right, on SPY, we're going to see a move down to 404, which is this previous level here on March 30th at 404.3. Right, and it was also a previous support, a previous resistance, and so on. Okay, so just continue to play the levels. If that breaks, then we're most likely pushing back down to 401. Right, this level right here. Resistance, 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 acted as support, and so on. All right, so keep an eye on that. Qs. Right, Q. Right, we had this tight little range here. It was going to look for a flat open, but down 0.86%, very weak. But we are back at the breakout range, right? This is where we first broke out of this wedge that we have here, right? If we take a look at this previous resistance, right, this previous resistance from March 22nd, we're sitting right at that level, 315.25 exactly. So if this breaks, we're going to see a move to 313 or 314, we can call it. And then if that breaks, we're going to push back down to the low here of 312.82. Okay. IWM. IWM is a perfect bear flag. Right? It's sitting right at the low here. Okay. 172.95 here in pre-market. We got 172.53 support below. If this breaks, we should see continued downside. Right? If it holds, then we could push back up and a move to 174. Right? You could play, if we see a bounce at all these supports, you could play calls off of it. Right? We just need to see what happens and react to the price. Personally leaning towards puts right now. Right? SPY, we have this huge resistance above 407.5. Right? I would consider taking puts for a break below, but we do have this double bottom here, right? This double bottom is going to act as a big support, right? So it might be tough to break through it, but everything's showing weakness here. So if we can reject 407.5 and then break through 405.88 with VIX breaking through 20, that's going to lead to a nice move to the downside. Okay. Apple. All right, Apple is down 1.3% in pre-market. Huge weakness here. We had a perfect flag that I was hoping would, we would open flat so we could play this. But now we're down, 1.35%. But we have this previous resistance here, right? Acted as a double bottom with a higher low. So we need to keep an eye at this 162 level, right? 162. If that breaks, we should see a pretty nice move to the downside. Let's see what we got. See what levels we got here. Right, this double bottom here. Whoops. Right, this little double bottom here acted as support and then acted as a support again. So around 159 or just 160 flat. The VRVP is the volume range, volume profile. Okay. I think this lines up. No, not really. Kind of. Right, Apple from the lows, a little fake out or support. So maybe we see a move back down to, 160 or so. What questions does everyone have so far? If everyone could drop a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. People are saying another MOAT test. See. Go to SPX. Delete everything here. Alright, so the original MOAT test was here. And we saw a bounce. Then we had this trend line. Let's see. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, not yet. Interesting though. What questions does everyone have? Not chart request. But Apple, right, definitely keep an eye at this level here. All right, 162.15. Watch for a bounce here, or if it breaks, we're going to see it move to the downside. Yeah, gotta get your coffee. I got a new coffee machine. So, I got mine right in front of me, in my hand. I should call these something else, like stocks and coffee or something. Figure something out that's catchy. All right, so that's Apple. Elmerson asks, what kind of candle pattern you look for to play? Look for to play the levels at resistance and support. No specific candle pattern, but when I'm looking for a bounce, right? I'm just looking to see how price reacts around that zone, right? No specific time frame, right? Anytime I go to the lower time frames, I pretty much get faked out of a play, right? So if you see yourself getting faked out of plays all the time, go to a higher time frame, right? I day trade off the 30-minute, off the 1 hour, right? You can easily day trade off the higher time frames. Price moves, it doesn't move slower, but it looks like it moves slower, right? On a higher time frame, there's way less noise. Okay, so develop a plan, right, and trade a higher time frame, right? Yes, in real time, it looks like it's dipping below, but be patient, right? Size correctly. Plays can go red. Okay, right? No one knows if it's going to hold. Right. So another question off a day struggler: how do you determine a stock is holding? Right. So there's no specific candle close. Right. I don't really believe in a candle close. I just watch to see how price reacts. A higher low is something I definitely look for. Right. Look how we dipped below this previous resistance. Right. Happens all the time. It's a liquidity grab. Right. It's just something you see based off experience, and when you experience it enough, you'll know not to exit the position. Okay. Previous resistance, right? Dip below, huge pullback, right? Or huge buyback, right? Then we see a move back down, and we see a higher low put place. Right? We have a low here at 161.8 or so, and then a low here at 162. Okay. Okay. That's what I look for, right? Higher lows or lower highs is a huge indication of a move up or down. Right? There's really no specific time frame that I'm looking at for, you know, or a candle pattern or a candle close. Okay. How much do I use the bull trades? I always have it up in front of me. Always have it up in front of me. The bull trades dashboard. Caffeine to green. Oh, Carl. Well played. I am screenshotting that. Here you go, Carl. You are now saved. Why can't I click this photo? You're now saved on my computer. That is fantastic. Caffeine to green. Episode 1. There you go, Carl. Do I ever go past December to look at levels, or do I feel like past a month is more than enough? It depends on the price action, right? If there's no price within recent time, then I'll go further back, right? As you saw before, right, I scrolled back and I looked for that double bottom on IWM, I think it was. But for example, like for, let's see, if we have like a huge move up or huge move down, right, you're gonna have to go back. Like for example, Microsoft, we're in no man's land, right? We have no price action here, right? So you got to go back and see where the levels are. Go to a high time frame and right, chart out these resistance levels that we're approaching. Right, that way we know what's ahead of us. Right now, right, also this level here. Right, previous resistance turned into a support, turned into a support. Right, so now we have these levels here to guide us. Let's see where we could potentially reject. Calls and coffee. That's amazing too. That's getting screenshotted. Thank you very much. Where'd it go? Go. Calls and coffee. That's fantastic. Keep them coming. Calls and coffee. Caffeine to green. You're very welcome. Any questions you guys have, ask them. Don't be afraid to write a comment. No question is stupid. All right, ask a question. We got 175 people on here. The Bull Brew. Coffee. You guys are good. The Bull Brew. Coffee and contracts. And screenshotted. You guys are way more creative than I am, that's for sure. What are we naming? Just a potential, like a podcast or a streaming name. Right, because I come up with these stupid titles that I put up every day, but if we can just come up with something consistent, that'd be way better. Any trades at open? I'm not sure. Let's go over some more setups in the meantime. Square, right? Higher lows, lower highs. Perfect flag here, but we're opening down below here. Right, previous support was a huge level here, acted as resistance. Now we're falling back down below it. Nvidia, really like puts here on Nvidia. Right, if we can move back up and reject this 270 level, really like puts. Right, first of all, we have this rising wedge breakdown, then we have this bear flag. Right, perfect bear flag right into that previous resistance, old support. Right, so if we can get a move back up here, would love to take puts at this level. Right, it's one of my favorite setups for sure. Okay, cash and coffee, great one. Coffee and learn, solid. But would love to take puts here for a move and a potential breakdown through 264. Okay. Netflix, we had a falling wedge here. Right, was looking to see if we can open flat, down 1.3%. Huge level here at 336. Right, and 332.7. Right, this previous support, right, acted as resistance. Right, we also have a resistance here above, right, previous support. If we see a bounce here, right, would love to go along with these levels. Right, if we don't hold, we're going to see a huge move to the downside, probably to this zone here, around 323 to 322. Okay. AMD. So AMD and Nvidia both look very bearish. Right, semis look weak. First of all, we have on AMD, right, this previous support acted as a resistance perfectly. Okay, and now we're breaking down, and now we have this previous support here at 90.6. If this breaks, we're going to see a move back down to 88.9 or so. Just cover the whole time frame thing. If you want, you can go back a bit. Okay, so AMD and Nvidia both look pretty weak. Netflix just covered. BABA. Don't really like that today. Netflix is down 3% here in pre-market. That's a lot. We have this previous candle from last week, April 6th, 179.74, and we are below that here, right? So if we can't reclaim this, we're going to see continued downside. Enhanced espressos. That's fire. Coffee and cash flow. Yeah, these are good. Can make cool logos with all those too. We'll keep an eye on Tesla. No really setup that I'm looking at it open there though. Amazon. Nah. Alright, so top watch is going to be Nvidia and AMD at open for puts, Nvidia especially. Apple, huge watch on Apple actually. Big level here at 162. But 162 breaks, we're going down. AMD, of course. Square, not so much. Netflix, yes. All right, so we got our watch here, right? These four here, those are the main watch, along with SPY, QQQ, and IWM. Always. Right, and of course VIX. VIX is a huge watch today. And that's about it. Okay. If everyone could drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. That would be great. Ask me some last minute questions before we switch over to the Discord. Drop a like on the way out. I don't know how much dropping a like on the video helps, but I don't know. I guess it does help. I have no idea. I don't know anything about YouTube. Right, so the goal, right, every single day is to get in a good trade and be done for the day. That's about it. That is about it. I have two phones in front of me. One with my challenge account, one with my main account. And I pretty much take the same play on both accounts at the same exact time. How to know if price rejected on a high time frame? You just got to watch the level, right? If this, then that. As simple as that. If this, then that. It's like a ladder. Right, if this level breaks, we move back down to the next level. Apple dipped below. Wow. All right, so major test here at 161.8. Right, this previous support here. Right, we dipped below 162. Now keep an eye at this 161.8. Right, I don't really like to jump in and open because we can dip below and see a pullback. Right, the first 10 to 15 minutes is very volatile. But we got to keep an eye. We got to keep an eye and make sure you have a plan. Okay. I'm just going to be trading the 1 hour. And that's about it, folks. Really like Nvidia though. And Apple if this breaks. And AMD if this breaks, right? Make sure your alerts are set on everything. I use Webull, Thinkorswim, E-Trade. I have a bunch of different platforms. I have options accounts on every single one of them, and then I have a main account. All right, I got a Thinkorswim cash account, Thinkorswim margin account, E-Trade cash, E-Trade margin, Webull cash, Webull margin. And then I have like Charles Schwab and Vanguard. Okay. Let's set an alert at this level here. All right, looks like everyone's heading out. Let's head over to the Discord and hop in voice chat. If you have any questions there, just tag me in the Market Talk channel and I will get back to you. So here, Apple's dipping below, right? That means, and SPY is moving down too. All right, so we got to keep an eye at this double bottom here, which means VIX is probably going to break through, right? If VIX breaks through 20, puts. Everything's very weak. Wow. Huge move, right? So now we're kind of, you know, losing the support here. Wow. And Nvidia is actually moving back up. Interesting. All right, so at open, let's see what happens. I will see you